Hey everyone, in this tutorial we're going to teach you how to create a video like this so that you have a paper cutout and the backgrounds change and it's all nicely lined up within our app Life Lapse, which you can download for free on iOS or Android. This whole process was inspired by one of our creators on TikTok. His name is Rudy Willingham. He creates a more elaborate version of this where there's not just one card but a whole sequence of them and one portion is cut out. So you can see here this Beyonce one. He's got all the cards. He's using a DSLR to shoot his. I'm sure this takes hours and hours to do. We're going to show you how to do this from your phone, and I absolutely love this, how Beyonce is dancing here. So if you were to do this process, you would take photos or screen grabs of a video sequence, and you just print them out and cut out a portion of each clip, and then you're going to line it up. I'm using this piece of paper here with 30K because we are creating a post for our Instagram to celebrate the fact that we have 30,000 followers, which is actually incredible. So I printed this out on cardstock. I wanted to have super clean lines, so I did print it out, though you'll see with my X-Acto knife that the lines don't actually end up being super clean, but I'm just going with it. This is my first shot at this. If you have a Cricut machine, this would actually be really easy to do on a Cricut machine. You'll have super clean lines. So I made the cardstock. I'm just cutting out the 30, so that's what's going to have the background changing. So once you have it cut out, go to wherever you are with the cardstock in like a hard book so it doesn't get bent or anything. Create a new project by clicking the big blue plus sign in the middle on the bottom of the main menu. From here, I'm going to put the grid on, and I'm going to make sure that it's like the center grid versus the 2/3 grid. And I'm going to make sure that the 0 is always in the very middle of that shot. And I also have the ghost feature on so that I can line up the card between takes. So right now I'm just trying to figure out my frame, which lens to use. I don't want it to be totally lost in the frame by using a super wide lens. So I'm just going to stick with the standard 1 lens. And I'm just trying to find the best shot so that the flowers actually end up within the 30. It's up to you if you want to lock your exposure and white balance. For me, because I'm going to be moving around in different scenes throughout this rose garden, which is in Stanley Park, Vancouver, by the way. Super beautiful. If you're ever in town, worth a visit in the late summer, or I guess early summer, sorry. I shot this in July. Yeah, so I took the first photo, and then I am heading to the next scene. So I'm going to a different backdrop, which is a different color rose, and I'm just lining it up. So I'm using a combination of the ghost feature and that grid to make sure the 0 is lined up center. This is like a super bright day, so it's actually kind of hard for me to see the screen. Don't worry if it's not lined up exactly, because we can go in and realign everything afterwards in the editor. So I'm just making sure it's roughly lined up, and I'll show you how to align all the images after right in the app. You don't need to go into Photoshop, export all your images to Photoshop, and have a million layers or anything. It's super easy to do right in Life Lapse. I'm just playing this to make sure I like the overall look of it, and from here I'm just going around to different scenes and getting all the different color roses. Alright, once you have all your shots, I am going to show you how to align them. So first step is click on that big grid icon on the top right hand side. This will take you into grid mode. From here you can open up the individual image, and if you click on that icon on the far left underneath the image, this will go into the alignment editor. It is not very clear. We do need to add text here to make it more obvious. But basically, I'm aligning everything to the first photo. So it's good if that first photo is kind of zoomed out a bit. For me, if this was a more zoomed in photo, I would go choose a different image in the project that's zoomed out and make that my first one. Because you can always zoom in on that versus if you shoot it too close, then at that point you can't zoom out. So you always got to align your image with the most zoomed in photo if you want it to be perfectly lined up. I tried my best to align all this within, like, while I was shooting, so there's not too much editing to be done, but I do want to fine tune it here. So I'm just going into each photo, and you just pinch and zoom to align it. Again, you can change the opacity of the ghost feature so that it's lined up, or so that you can use that as your guideline. So like, look at the frames on each side of the paper and the 3, 0, and the K, so that it is as close to the other one as possible. I ended up taking a few photos in each scene, so that I had a couple to work with. I've already deleted those, the ones that I didn't like. Something else to note when you're shooting is, do you want your hand to be in the same position? So I tried to keep my thumb in the center of this little paper piece for each one so that it wasn't moving when I play it back. You want the focus to be on the backgrounds changing versus the backgrounds and your hand changing. This is a perfect example of what I created Life Lapse for. It wasn't originally a stop motion app, but that's what people started using it for, which we love, and we've since pivoted to be strictly a stop motion app, but of course you can still create videos like this. Something else to note is when you are aligning all these, make sure you click the check mark on the top right. That makes sure that it will save each clip. Otherwise, if you just click X, it won't save the edit. I'm just going to speed this up. Once you've gone through and aligned all of your images, go into the editor and let's see how it looks. Awesome. You can play around with the speed too to determine how fast you want it to go. Right now I'm rearranging some of the colors so that I don't have like two reds back to back. I want that like contrasting look between backgrounds changing. You can easily do that in grid mode by just dragging them around, or you can do it within the timeline editor. The timeline editor is only available on iOS, and that's the scrolling clips below, which you can see, or on Android you can only do it in grid mode. But we're working on a timeline editor, which is really exciting and super necessary. Yep, so I'm just playing around with the speeds now to see which one I like most. If you plan to post this as a square video, it's a good idea to crop it in the app and then go to our tilt and adjust feature and drag it so that it's centered where you want it to be. You can do this by just going to the tilt tab and then dragging on the editor where you see the image so that it ends up where you want it to be. And that's it. Once you're done, you just click the arrow on the top toolbar there and it'll save your video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this free tutorial and you want a chance to win $100 to Amazon, which is, by the way, where we buy most of our stop motion gear, please leave us a review in the Apple App Store sharing what you love most about Life Lapse. These reviews help us out a lot, and we select a winner each month to get $100 USD to Amazon. All you have to do is go to the Apple App Store, search Life Lapse, scroll down, and then click write a review. Share what you love most about Life Lapse, screenshot it, and then DM it to us on Instagram. This will take you no longer than a minute. You'll be helping us out a ton, and you'll have a chance to win $100. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be the first to know when we release new stop motion tutorials.